Hey, hey, hey. How you doing? How you been? Welcome back to my channel. Malika here, the founder and financial coach of Fabulous Financials, where I help Black women, you already know, relieve financial stress and learn to build wealth so they can live whatever they love. And today I wanted to answer one of the frequently asked questions, and that is, why did I move to Mexico? I moved to Mexico first and foremost is because I was just tired. I was tired of the hustle and grind culture, the go, 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 the do, 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 the get it done, the hurry up, and all the things that's associated with US culture. And when I decided to retire early from my career, I wanted to live somewhere for a while. I don't know how long, but I wanted to live somewhere for a while just to decompress. The culture here in the Yucatan is just very, very relaxed. And I like it because my mind is at ease and I'm able to relax. I don't feel like I have to hurry up and get anything done. I don't feel like I'm on a timetable. I don't feel like I have to climb a ladder. I have to achieve anything. I have to be Black excellence. All the pressure that is part of US culture. It's very different here. It's very different here. And I just needed to be in an environment like this to help me decompress. So that is the first reason I chose to move to Mexico, specifically Merida, Mexico. The second reason I chose to move to Mexico is the cost of living. The cost of living is substantially lower than where I lived in the United States, the Washington, D.C. area. I say substantially lower, but I hesitate to say cheaper because not everything is cheap here in Mexico, but the cost of living is lower. So, for example, in DC, what I was paying in rent alone is more than all of my living expenses here in Merida. And the reason why I won't say things are cheaper because there are things that are more expensive here than the US, like electronics. Computers are more expensive here, especially Apple products. They're more expensive here than in the US. A lot of US brands are more expensive here. There's a laundry detergent that I just discovered. I think the name is Ace, and it's the same manufacturer as Tide, but like the big 92-ounce jug. If I was just loyal to a US brand and I wanted that Tide, I think the 90-ounce bottle was something crazy, like 20 bucks. But the Ace label, which is the same manufacturer that makes Tide, the Ace label, same size, similar branding design, was less than $5 for the same exact product. So, yeah, the US brands here are more expensive. Electronics are more expensive, and there are some other things that are more expensive as well. But in general, once you adapt and you learn the local brands and the local products, the cost of living is significantly less. The third reason why I chose to live in Mexico is for medical reasons. I had spinal surgery about 5 years ago. As a result of the spinal surgery, I have titanium plates inside of me. And I don't know if you have had surgery before and have metal still inside of you, I'm convinced it's something about that metal that when the weather changes and gets cold, it's almost like you can feel the cold in your bones. Like, I am so serious. After my surgery, the winters in the DC area were almost unbearable. Like, if the temperatures drop below 50 degrees, it's a wrap for me. I'm laid out on my back. So I moved to Mexico because I wanted to live in a tropical climate. And there's lots of states in Mexico, but where I am in the state of Yucatan, the weather is known for it to be very, very hot and humid. That can be a good thing or bad thing, depending on how you look at it. But the weather is very hot and very humid. So it is January, February timeframe, and the weather is 87 degrees. I don't know if you could see that. See that? Yeah, it's 87 degrees. This is ideal weather for my body. I love it. Now, the downside to that is if it's 87 degrees in January and February, that means it's going to be super hot in the spring and the summer. So it may be a little challenging for me when it gets hot. I will have to learn how to adapt in Merida in the summer months when it's really hot. But I'm willing to try it out just to see. I love it, even though I don't like being hot. My body loves being hot because I'm more flexible. I don't have as much pain. I don't have as much inflammation. And there's so many other advantages to me being hot versus being cold. So that is reason number 3 that I chose to live in Merida, Mexico. Now, between me and you, I might reevaluate my choices if I can't stand the heat, but there's always air conditioner, and I don't have to go out when it's super duper hot outside. So I think I'll be okay. But we'll revisit this conversation again in the spring or summer. And the last reason is because I wanted to live abroad, and I was actually considering Portugal. That was the number 1 destination on my list. I wanted to live in Lisbon, Portugal, and I had completed all the paperwork to apply for residency. And then it just dawned on me to do a scouting visit to some cities here in Mexico just to see how I like it. Because when I thought about how the world shut down during the pandemic and the chaos that occurred when people were trying to get home and trying to get to their loved ones, I thought about being across the pond in Europe and trying to get a flight and it taking me 7, 8+ hours to get to my family. Whereas being in Mexico, I'm really just a hop, skip, and a jump. We share landmass. I don't have to hop over the pond to get home. When I think about the proximity to home, it makes me feel like I'm getting the best of both worlds with all the things I needed: a relaxed environment, a lower cost of living, better weather year round. I'm getting the best of both worlds while still being close to home. And I just like being in a location where I could get back to the United States relatively quickly. But for right now, I am loving Merida. I am meeting a lot of wonderful people, other expats as well as locals, and it's just been a really, really good experience for me overall, and I really like it. So those are the 4 primary reasons I chose to move to Mexico. I hope I answered your questions, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That's all I have for today. Until next time, bye for now.